Hey y'all, do you recognize these babies? These are homemade gluten-free biscotti cookies, y'all. And let me tell ya, they are addictive little things. They're so crunchy and they have just the right amount of spice, and that caramelization is just everything, y'all. So let's get into it and I'll show you how to make them. In a medium bowl, I already have 1.5 cups or 210 grams of my GF all-purpose flour blend measured out. And I'll add to that a teaspoon of cardamom, a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves, a 1/4 teaspoon each of baking powder and baking soda, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then also I'm going to add in 5 teaspoons of cinnamon. And I'll just give this a quick whisk and then set it aside for later. In my food processor, I'm adding 3/4 cup or 150 grams of turbinado sugar, aka sugar in the raw. You can usually find it labeled sugar in the raw in most grocery stores. Comes in like a box. And I'm going to process this until it's a little finer. The original Biscoff cookies use something called candy sugar, I think, and that's really hard to come by. So the turbinado sugar is a really good substitute, especially when it's ground down a little finer. This recipe comes from America's Test Kitchen, and I made it gluten-free, of course, but I also changed a few things along the way, just like the method, but it's definitely their brainchild, and I always like to give credit where credit is due. Okay, I'll add a 1/2 cup or 113 grams, 1 stick of cold butter that's been cubed or kind of, cut up. It's not perfect cubes, but that it doesn't have to be. And then I'll run this until a dough starts coming together. And then I'll add 1 large egg. Now this is at room temperature. And I'll blend that up. Y'all, you can also do this in a stand mixer if you don't have a food processor, or with a handheld mixer. And you can even put the sugar in like a Ziploc bag and like whack it several times with a rolling pin just to get that finer texture. That's all you're looking for. Now I'll add in the dry ingredients, and I'll give this just a quick mix until the soft dough forms. And then I'll dump it out into a small bowl. And I'm using the very same one I had my dry ingredients in, so no need to dirty another dish. And I'm just going to give this a quick mix just to make sure everything's well incorporated. Now I'm making this ahead of time, so I'm going to place it in some plastic wrap and then freeze the dough. That's how I get ahead for Christmas cookies. I make all the dough first and freeze it, and then I have a few days where I'm just baking all the Christmas cookies, like within a week of Christmas. So this one is cold right from the fridge, but you can roll the dough out straight from mixing it as well. That's actually what America's Test Kitchen does in their video, but they also make a grid, and they have instructions for doing that, and I actually have that as well in my written post. But if you don't want perfect shapes and perfectly cut out uniform cookies, you can just freehand it, and that's what I'm going to do this time. So you want to make sure you roll this out to about 3/8 of an inch thick, so it's pretty thin actually. My pastry cutter has 2 sides, a smooth side and a fluted side, and I'll leave a link for one that's similar to this because they don't sell this one anymore. But you can also just use like a pizza wheel or just a smooth-sided pastry cutter. It doesn't matter. The fluted edge just makes it look more like the actual cookies, but again, who really cares at the end of the day, right? They're gonna taste exactly the same regardless. You can also use a cookie cutter if you'd rather, and make them into cute little shapes. And these scraps can also be re-rolled too. I'll just make some cuts going one way, and then I'll turn it around and cut it into rectangles the other way. And as you can see, mine aren't exactly the same size. And I'm just okay with that. And I'm going to place these in the freezer for about 10 minutes because my oven has been on all day and it's super warm in my kitchen right now. I like to use an offset spatula and just slide it under the cookies, like in between the parchment and the cookies. I'll bake these at 300F, very low oven, for 32 to 35 minutes or until they're puffed and they feel done when you press on them lightly. And there you have it, y'all. Homemade gluten-free Biscoff cookies, also called speculoos or speculoos. They're just crunchy, spicy, caramelized cookies that are so addictive, y'all. Try to eat just one. They're absolutely perfect. And they're exactly what I remember, but maybe even more so, maybe better. I just love when I make something homemade that ends up, and it's gluten-free, that ends up even better than the original. Enjoy!